1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh,
we know who you are reputation-wise, but like I said, I think it's probably best for him just to stay at Barca. But at the end of the day, they don't really have the finances to keep him. So, yeah, if they want to keep him, I would say pay the 30 mil. He wants to stay there, why not? But at the end of the day, you can't mess about with pricing because there are other teams that do want him. Apparently, Bayern want him as well, and they're willing to pay 50 mil.
Okay. Wow.
And they're willing to pay 50 mil, 20 mil over the actual asking price of it.
Wow.
So I feel like if Carrick is willing to do it, pull that trigger, because at the end of the day, we need that money for our rebuild in the midfield and in the defense and even in strike. So if I was him, I would do that. Because like I said, I don't think he wants to come back to Manchester United at all. There was like a little video at the end of the Real Betis game against Barca. Him and Anthony was talking, and apparently some lip reader was saying he wants nothing to do with us anymore. I don't know if that was 100% true. At the end of the day, you can't trust what every lip reader says. So until you actually hear from them. So, it's in my opinion, from his vibe, I'm getting that vibe. He literally does not want to come back anyways. So I would say just keep him, in Europe or wherever he wants to go at that rate.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, bruv.
yeah, I was a bit surprised that he was selected in the England team. I feel, again, I've mentioned a couple of players who I think were yesterday's players, and I think Rashford has done a job for England before, like he did for Manchester United. But I think he had a sticky exit from Man United, as Tony indicated. And much of that, I believe, as an outsider, it seems to have been of his own making. He got involved in well-intended matters outside of football, but I don't think footballers, with all that they're paid, I think their commitment needs to be to their club, completely, and anything else is done in their own time and not brought into the public arena. Now, when he left, I mean, he was kind of, I think I got the feeling he stuck to his guns. He didn't want to compromise with what was going on in the dispute, if you like, and off he went to Barcelona. Now, the fact that they say they can't afford him when they can afford Anthony Gordon is a bit of a contradiction. And again, maybe he has not fully settled in the team as they would have wanted him to do. I don't know. But for me, if he has actually stated, and I believe he has, I've heard this has been said, he doesn't want to come back, not just to Man United, but to the Premier League or to England, then I wouldn't want him coming to my team knowing he wouldn't want to be there. So I think, I think it's in his own interest to stay where he is if they'll keep him. But whether he'll come on for England, I don't get the impression in recent games when I've seen him that he's lighting up. He's creating lots of chances and stuff. He's got the capability, of course he has. He's naturally a good footballer, although I don't know what his age is now. He's not in the first flush of youth by any means. But I wouldn't have selected him in that. Nothing against him, as I say, he's a good footballer who I think got involved outside of his main role as a footballer. So I don't think I would want him back with my team because I know he didn't want to be here.
Well, you wouldn't even want him back in the England squad, would you?
Well, no. Well, exactly. The same kind of thing almost. Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah. Now, there's a tussle over, as we would presume, because West Ham's gone down, and we have
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.
and we have this brilliant player called Jared Bowen. Now, it's been approached by both Manchester rumors. It's a rumors, not confirmed. But there are rumors that he's been approached by Liverpool and Manchester United. If you was Jared Bowen, where would you be going? I'll start with you, the enforcer. Where would you be going?
I would, in my opinion, if I was him, I would look at it, where am I needed most?
Okay.
So realistically, Liverpool have a lot of strikers. They've got Cody Gakpo, they've got Ekitike, they've got good wingers like Riongo Mowa and many other places. So in my opinion, I wouldn't really go to Liverpool because, like I said, they've got the players. You would really more go to Manchester United because they are in the middle of a rebuild, and in order, if you really want to make a name of yourself, you could do it there at Man United because at the moment, Bruno's the main star player there, you know. So if you really want to make a name for yourself, do it at a big club like Man United, because that way, media loves us, especially when we're losing or doing something wrong. That way, you still get some sort of press, and then on top of that, you could do like our right side is okay, but we could use a bit more reinforcements there. So he plays more on the right side anyways. So I feel like he could fit in, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like it's down to West Ham if he leaves or not. Because I feel like it's Danny Dyer at this rate because he's with his daughter. So I feel like it's Danny Dyer that's really controlling him where to go at this rate. I feel like he wants to leave. I feel like deep down he wants to leave, but yeah, it depends if he wants to get on the bad side of Danny Dyer.
All right, Bruv?
Yeah, I think that's a factor actually, that his father-in-law is Danny Dyer, who is West Ham through and through, and always has been. And I know sometimes you hear Danny Dyer talking about one of his daughters, another Danny as it happens, married to, as he puts it, a Premier League footballer. It don't get much better than that, he said. And I think she's got a sister, at least one. And he said his other daughter, whoever she marries, it can't be a patch on Danny being married to a Premier. So he's obviously tongue-in-cheek, but it means a lot to him. And I guess, they've got kids, I believe. They have, but Jared and Danny. So there's an established family there. They're probably a close family, one imagines, with Danny Dyer, the actor. So it could be a bit of a wrench, and this must happen. We said about Jamie Vardy. He may have had family reasons to want to stay in Leicester. Probably not just lacking ambition, but it could have been. I will get the impression Bowen will be sick, to the bottom of his stomach, having gone down from this incredible Premier League where you're on the match of the day and on the box every week and you're high profile, and suddenly you go into that abyss, which can even get worse if you don't come straight back. So he's probably in two minds, I will guess. I can only guess, because the idea of, well, I was going to say someone like Man City, but that's another question. But at the moment, in the light of what we were saying earlier, would any top player want to risk going to Man City, who may be possibly relegated? I don't know, but that's another matter. But yeah, to know that Manchester United, Liverpool are showing interest in him, that's got to tickle his ambitions. Think, wow, I could get a real uplift in money and in profile with those top teams. So he possibly is in a couple of minds on this, because another part of him says, well, my wife, my kids are all established and with the family. I don't want to uproot them and go and live in Manchester or Liverpool. No disrespect to those places, but it's easy for us to forget that footballers also have their family ties and situations which will affect their decisions. So yeah, it's a bit of a disaster all round for Bowen and other West Ham players that they've gone down, as it would be, I guess, for any team. But what he does or where he goes, if he goes, is going to be quite an interesting one to watch.
It would be one to. Right, this is all we've got time for on the second segment of
just one.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, cuz.
Yes.
One. Can we have a corporate good luck Palace tonight in their conference?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, yes.
Good luck.
Good luck, Palace.
Yeah. Fingers crossed that they win. It'll be good if we do.
Yeah, I'm really rooting for Palace. most especially because of the injustice of the the Europa League place.
That's right.
That was but yeah, I will be watching it.
Good man.
I will be watching it, and and I hope
Cheering
Palace
them on.
wins. I hope Palace wins. Yeah. Right. Okay. So this is all we've got time for on this second segment of the Football Referee. You'll have to join us next week again for more analysis on the world of football. So I've been Emmy Hikins, and he calls me Cuz.
And I'm Trevor Gear, and he calls me bruv.
And I'm Tony, and they call me the Enforcer.
Yes, he is the Enforcer. Yeah. So join us again
time.
join us again next week. So goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Right. So let's stop the live stream and everything. Wow, that was a really good one. Well done, boys.
Went very.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.